this video, we're going to be discussing wrist pain in gymnasts. Wrist pain is so common in gymnasts that there is actually a term gymnast wrist, and that's one of the issues we're going to be talking about. It comes from just the dynamics of the sport where you spend a lot of time upside down supported on your hands, which is a pretty unique thing to gymnastics. So to prevent issues, spending all that time with weight through your wrists, we're going to talk about a few exercises to keep them flexible and strong. Gymnasts, almost more than any other athlete, have to have a lot of wrist extension. Wrist extension is how far you can bring your hand back in this position. The reason gymnasts need flexibility in this area is because they spend so much time upside down supported on their hands. Even for a gymnast who's only missed a month or two, this can be really difficult to get back to because we don't inherently have this flexibility. It has to be developed. So one way you can develop this if you're a new gymnast, or get it back if you're coming back from injury, is using this wrist stretch on the ground. So you're going to take your palm, put it on the ground. This is the wrist that I'll be stretching. Take your other hand, and in the space between your pointer finger and your thumb, place that right on your wrist, right where you see that crease. Apply some pressure down and back, and then rock forward until you feel a stretch in your wrist. Make sure your palm stays flat on the ground. You don't want it to lift up as you stretch. If you're a gymnast and you want to get more solid with your handstand skills, this is a great exercise for you. These are called inchworms. So for inchworms, you start standing up with your palms flat on the ground as close to your toes as possible. You're going to slowly walk your hands out until you're in a push-up position. Once you are, walk your feet back up until they meet your hands again. You can perform this exercise across the length of the room. Typically, I tell my gymnasts to do this exercise covering about 25 feet, and we do 3 repetitions of that exercise. If you're a gymnast with wrist pain, you probably need to work on your wrist stabilizer muscles. These are the muscles that help you keep your balance when you're up on your hands. One great exercise for this are medicine ball push-ups. What you'll need are 2 balls about the same size. You're going to put your hands with your fingers open on the ball, go up into your push-up position, and then you're going to slowly lower down and come back up. The goal is to keep your elbows in tight and go very slow and controlled with this exercise. We usually do 3 sets of 8 reps with this. If you're coming back from an injury and you want to make sure that your wrists are strong and stable, this is a great exercise for you. So all you need is a plate or a kettlebell. You're going to grab one tight, put your elbow on the table, and balancing the weight, you're going to do small circles, clockwise and then counterclockwise. 30 times in each direction. And you can repeat 2 sets of this exercise. If you're coming back to gymnastics from an injury, you might notice that you have a lot of muscle soreness in your forearms. These muscles are your wrist flexors that bend your wrist and your wrist extensors that extend your wrist. These muscles are under high demand when you get back in the gym, so it's a good idea to stretch these muscles out when you're working your way back from an injury. To do this, just hang your wrist over the edge of a table, grab on with your other hand, and pull back. You should feel a stretch in these muscles right here when you're doing this direction. And after you've done 3 sets of 30-second holds, you can reverse, go down the other way. That stretch is going to be right on the top of the forearm right here. Make sure to hold these stretches for 30 seconds so the muscles have time to loosen up.